There's also an ocean dilemma. You've got cut off on that too. I want to explain a few more things. They're around about 17 minutes long as far as I can tell, listeners, and memory power. There's an ocean completely finite hard to size with these drugs. The battle between the good wolf and the bad wolf, according to some Native American stories, is that there's constantly a fight inside. Um, there's not necessarily. It's often confrontation. To understand the internal parable of how external revelations kind of talk about aspects of your being, where you're flowing yourself as a whole or an individual, and it can come to more fruition when you learn about those aspects. In saying that as a being of life, I aspire to be the highest and most profitable, not above anybody else. I would undo the notion of it, or the principle of it. But to be the best I can be really slows me down in relation to facing psychiatry because I feel slowed down by it again. In saying that, if we are like particles bestowed on by the sun, or as some people say, we are stardust in of itself, the creation of stars has brought us here. And then they got deducted, they got defunct, and they got destroyed in the universe. And while I have a new earth, have a new cosmos, now the human being. This is some people's theories how it all come to be. In saying that, I remember my origins and where I come from, and that's what really counts. In saying that, there's a level of depravity behind what people do, where they don't listen to your opinion, or they want to keep covering your ears, like, and not listen to what you have to say, and they keep consoling towards you, but in a very absolvent manner in which they know they're absolving you, your conscious state, your mental state, is a hope to bring you down before certain trials and tribulations in society. So people want you slowed down, deducted before you have a point to prove. I noticed this morning when I woke up, the points of being read for my mind, which I was going to prove psychiatry, tribunal, thingy, or circuit, whatever it is, the core system that I have to face soon. In relation to try and prove there's no such thing as mental instability. It's all conferred from language. It's all language developed or developed from language, and everyone should be able to develop their own language. So when nurses who in places where it's a form of narcissism in its own way, where people think their language is better than anyone else's. I was confronted at 3 or 4 years of age, going to primary school and kindergarten and stuff like this, or baby school, baby infants. Maybe before that, I don't know the name of it, but I spoke fluent Gaelic when I was born. I was speaking Gaelic out of my mommy's womb. And I'm saying that I'm concerned for Gaelic culture in relation to where it is, which is a megalithic culture. It's nice to visit Newgrange, Knockcrew, and places like this in Carramore and Carrowkeel. I've never actually made it to Carrowkeel, but still there. It's the place I want to go to. It's up in the hills, it's a long walk up. And saying that we have much of these places in Ireland, which I'd like to go for consultancy and healing. It connects my culture and ancestry. These are all inhibitions, and under constitutional law, these kind of remarkabilities with these affrontations. So people are getting very upset at me shouting them on here occasionally, which I don't choose to do. I get upset and I get angry. And to me, the process of the pain in those moments, which is extreme pain, which I did not have before I was introduced to psychiatry. So once again, they bring you in, they cause you pain, they beat you up. I don't know when this stops, but I'm asking for it to stop. And I hope human ingenuity and human consensus can get there in its own way. When people relate and understand certain revelatory principles and practicalities, we're saying that each person has their own theory, their own notionality of life. And people don't, they don't have to, but some people have confronted with aspects of life that they don't agree with. That's a firm soul, stern feeling that they say this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. And when you know it's wrong, you have to confront it and challenge it. And then you have people come along and say, you can't challenge or you shouldn't challenge. But deep inside yourself, you know you have to challenge. And you know, someone says you don't challenge, you know, you're hitting a nerve there somewhere because you know you have to challenge it. And that's because something might know it's bigger than you in relation to what you're referring to. That would be the aspect that of society. And just as an example, the word psychosis does not dictate my whole existence and my whole life, but it's led to 5 or 6 years of difficulties. And if that one mind had been concluded within my mind, that one word had been concluded in my word, I might be free of all these hardships now. So this is someone else's mistake in my life. Is he a millionaire, trillionaire? I don't know, but I think he might be wealthier than I am. And this is once again an overwriting of society where the unwealthy are getting provoked into conflict for the sanity of others, where they completely law against those who are being battled against. So I'm saying that it's a matter of controlling the light in relation to how profligate and unbearable the light is. It's unbearable to some people. So when I have a highlight within me, a very powerful flash will come. in the name of me being redeemed, as far as I'm concerned, the effort I've made, or people aren't conscious of it. Obviously, as I'm slow, dirty guy here, I haven't drugged 29s up here for the last week or two, so I'm going across very slowly. Whether or not I like to exercise my speed, my exercise, my fertility, I'm saying that I'm a healthy being. If you're going across doing the same disease, I don't believe there is any proof of a disease, and I'd like you to prove it on a molecular level, on a standardized level, proving there's a disease within me, or on a debatable level. I'm willing to go anywhere, to anybody, to any sort of society that would put to challenge this situation where I won't get aggressive what people accuse me of. And that's to debate the situation, is bring my level of intelligence and my level of conferences to the front for. And it seems like my YouTube account is gone under. I had to go onto a YouTube account, my Facebook has gone under, and my nationcatedlive.com has gone under. These are all three suspicious attributaries for where I'm supposed to relate to why people are deleting my accounts. It doesn't make sense why people delete my accounts and throw me into an institution unless they had stuff to hide. This is the thing, I have nothing to hide. I believe I'm a very clear, decent human being. That's just inherently, I feel that way. I know I am within myself. People can challenge it and say I'm a disease, but these are other lower methods of psychology or psychiatry or remedialness, which other people want you to make you seem like you're lower than them in their eyes. I went to the lower outlet that spoke to them saying they're equal. Some people make more mistakes than others, and that's what we call karma. I believe a good karma should come to fruition in the following days, where I hope to go free from this side of the practice of psychiatry. Last year, I promised I'd never face psychiatry again, and this year I have. I was extremely numbing and daunting in that situation where they think they can just take you from your homestead, your home territory, and your homeland, and put you into a hospital. Fair enough, they had me for trespassing. We trespassed in a field, but the field that trespassed in was Moss County Kildare. It's actually an outside where hundreds and thousands of Irish men were killed overnight in the name of an Irish invasion over our land, which is around the same year psychiatry was introduced to England and Ireland. There was a notion that always, if you point a finger in relation to anybody being mad or deferring to their own mindset, it's often what you cause them or how you'd like them to feel. Not only that, if you make them feel that way, how else could you get a provoke a reaction? This is my intelligent reaction to your allergens, but your discernment. There's no such thing as madness, how within yourself. So I don't feel like calling anyone madness. I feel they are a form of madness which will come to the surface of me. But even these words like madness and psychosis and schizophrenia, all psycho and schizo, these are all really derogatory words. So under the Constitution of Ireland, they should come with the cause of bodily harm. So I don't feel harmed by them because they bring down my vibration, they bring down my molecular level of stability, and they make me look ugly, they make me feel ugly, you know. So I'm not going to see in my face here for no reason. I'm happy to conceal my face and say I don't feel that ugly in a sense how people try and make me feel, which is like a dog or like a server, or like a worshipper or whatever it is in relation to talking about religion lately. These are all the stuff that can go on with a human being. Because of the injection, I'm a much lower intelligence than I was, much less clear, and I'm asking for people to relate my videos from last year on my YouTube. One of my YouTube accounts, and the videos from the year before, were it clearer than that? The year before, I was even clearer than that. So every year it's a form of degradation where I'm supposed to be degraded by society in the name of institutionalization or psychiatry. I need these debunkments, these pure, sick, out and out, outdated, money making faculties need to go astray or go astray from this world. That's my honest to God assertion on it. But they're too damaging, they're too harming. And they're too reluctant to give away their own spiel, their own truth to who and what they are, and tell society what they really think of other people, what should really come to fruition in relation to them feeling harmed in their own lives. And then they come along and later stage, and the video might trigger off something they dislike, and they got to warn on it. And so anyone can do this, anyone can do this, anyone can do this. But for the coming to warn the innocent is a lack of depravity within them. They can feel completely departed. For people to be departed and have officiality over departing more human beings, this means soul savership has to go into it. And that's what some of us do. We work on soul savership. And for us to be closed up and we work on soul savership is a threat to this world. Our souls are getting stitched up day in, day out, and that means we become more unconscious. So the less consciousness there is, the less light. And that will show each other the light of each other. Because the fires thing, that's another control measure, another methodology brought in then whatever is dark in the world. You know, these are obvious statements and remarks I can't make, but they get clearly truth here, and I don't know, but that's because I'm feeling deteriorated. But that's in hope of training other people to understand inspiration and longevity will go high in the world once we attain them. They are attainable. So work on your own soul, working on soul savership, but help others if you can. Thank you.